Hello and benvenuto to Life's Questions and Lessons. I'm your host, Charity Youngblood, and I am so grateful that you are here with me today. This season, we're going deep to help you rediscover who you are. So let's get started with today's question. What gift does loneliness bring? What gift does loneliness bring? So, as you are aware, we are in full swing of our Unwelcome Visitors series, and our unwelcome visitors are the feelings that we'd like to feel less often. So, I don't know about you, but loneliness is definitely at the top of my unwelcome visitor list by far. I do think with this particular visitor, it is important to define what loneliness means to you. I think with the other visitors, we know what fear is. We know, like, it's a very concrete example or definition of fear and doubt and impatience and all the other emotions that we've been navigating through this series. But loneliness, I think, has a little bit more of a personal and unique definition to the individual. So I actually think that would be a better place to start, is for you to explore your definition of loneliness. Like, what does that mean? I think it's very important to understand that loneliness can be or mean that even if you have a support system, even if you have people to talk to, you can still feel lonely. So that's my definition is, do I feel like I have people around me to talk to support me and listen to me the way that I really need to be heard and seen? If not, then I absolutely do feel lonely. And this is a visitor that unfortunately has a key, has a drawer in the room, is cooking in the kitchen, asking me, do I want steak for dinner? And I don't eat steak, but whatever. The point is, this is definitely a visitor that is, it's a rough one for me. And over the past few years, I definitely had to really do some serious soul searching and realize that being lonely is a state of mind for me. It really is. It's like I have to understand that, first of all, I'm never really alone. And even if I'm feeling like no one's seeing me, no one's understanding me, or I don't have the support that I need in a particular space and time, which really isn't true because I have an amazing support system and wise council members and all of that. But sometimes it's a feeling of loneliness. And that's really, really important. And I hope that you're really catching that. It's a feeling of loneliness, not necessarily, and it's not necessarily, it is your truth because you feel that way, but it might not necessarily be true when you really look at it. So a few things that really worked for me was I would put myself in spaces where I was alone. And I would get really, really comfortable in those spaces where I didn't have anybody to talk to except for myself. And I would write a lot. I would go do things, go in nature, go to museums, go eat, all these types of things by myself, so that I became very, very comfortable with being alone. And I noticed that the loneliness kind of subsided because I started to enjoy that time, in that space and reflection. So much so now that I spend 90% of my time by myself. And I really enjoy that. And there's definitely moments where I want to be around people, but there is a certain sacred peace with being alone in your thoughts and doing the things that you really want to do with nobody else to tell you or ask you why. You just enjoy that. So definitely encourage you to explore this question in curiosity, not judgment. This can be a challenging one, especially if you've been feeling lonely for a really long time. So I really encourage you to be kind to yourself with this. Give yourself the space and the grace to answer this and really explore this question in whatever way works best for you. But those are the questions I had on my heart and the pieces of information that I hope really guide you through your self-reflection journey. So, as always, thank you so much for listening. Please rate and review this podcast wherever you are listening to my words. And if this episode was helpful for you, please share it. And until next time, take care.